We've been reading for a few days now, chapter 6 of the Gospel of John, where Jesus will pronounce that great speech on the bread of life. And the speech of the bread of life has two different moments, separate among the two of them, but very connected. The first one is Jesus presents himself as the bread of life. He says that he is the bread of life and that people ought to have faith in him. And the second moment of the speech is when he will talk about the Eucharist as the bread of life. Having faith in him comes first, receiving the Eucharist comes later. But today, as he speaks of himself as the bread of life, he gives us a very interesting statement. He says, if you come to me, you will never have hunger and you will never thirst. So Jesus is saying in his own language, I can satisfy all the desires of the heart. He's saying, if you believe in me, whatever hunger there is in your heart and your soul, I will respond to it in such a way that you feel satisfied. But now I have a question. Why then do we feel so often restless, anxious, resentful, with self-pity, if Jesus says that he will satisfy our hunger and our thirst? And we're daily mass people. So what's wrong then? Why is it that sometimes we feel hungry because we're restless, or we feel thirsty because we're anxious? What's wrong? Isn't Jesus capable of delivering everything that we need? So I heard a really good explanation. Somebody said, whenever you feel some sort of discomfort, whenever you find yourself unsatisfied in your heart, either you're playing to be God, or you're making someone else or something else your God. This person said, whenever you feel dissatisfied, it's because you are playing to be God, or you are making someone else your God. I'll give you a very simple example from yesterday, from my own life. Yesterday I had my own plans, and I forgot that I had double booked myself. And I had to give up on the things that I wanted to do something else. And I was so dissatisfied in a childish way that embarrassed myself. I was playing to be God. I wanted to be God. Like, I'm in charge of everything. And I get to do all the time everything that I want. And that's when you hunger. When you play to be God. But when you let God be God, you say, Lord, you're in charge. You're in charge. I do what you want. And then God can satisfy your hunger and your thirst. So, let me ask you this question. Where are you playing in your life to be God? Where in your life are you making someone else your God? Or something else your God? Remember, brothers and sisters, Jesus never lies or exaggerates. He truly wants to satisfy your hunger and your thirst in such a way that there's no need, only if you let him be God for you.